Hey pals, welcome back to the Disney Magical Mindset Podcast. My name is Ruben, your Disney Magic mentor, and I'm here to help you turn those Disney stories into fuel for your everyday life. I want you to live your happily ever after. So if you're about creating that life, then you're in the right place. A couple weeks ago, was in Disneyland, as I am often in the Disneyland park, the resort, which I love, as you know. And I went on Dumbo, the flying elephant. Dumbo, I hadn't been on that attraction for a while there in Fantasyland, but there I was, flying high with Dumbo there in one of my favorite places. Actually, it's my favorite land of all, Fantasyland. And yeah, that's me, the grown adult, riding a flying elephant and loving every second of it. Zero shame. But here's the wild thing. While I was up there, I remembered this powerful reminder and truth from Dumbo. And it's this: the magic was never in the feather. It was never in the feather. And we're going to talk about that. Because the thing about Dumbo, you'll notice, is that he has this feather that he uses, right? That he holds on to with his trunk there so that he can fly. But the truth, and the powerful truth about this whole feather thing, is he never needed the feather to fly. It's not for Dumbo, and it's not for you. And today, we're going to talk about belief, but not in that fluffy Pinterest quote, where people just drop that stuff kind of way, but in this could change your life if you let it kind of way. This is the power of mindset and belief. Let me tell you right off the bat, if you believe you can't do it, you probably won't. But if you believe you can, chances are you will. That's the power, because you're always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. And so today, we're going to learn how to fly like Dumbo without the feather. Are you ready? 'Cause here we go. If you've ever walked through Fantasyland, you've seen Dumbo spinning overhead. You can't miss it. The music, the wind, the nostalgia. It's magic. In fact, this week, I shared a reel on my social media accounts of Dumbo's Circus. Do you remember Dumbo's Circus back in the 80s on the Disney Channel? It was one of my favorite shows that followed Dumbo and his friends and the circus, the show. Dumbo Circus, flying out of the sky. You'll never see another show like this. Yeah, that's me. It was just the catchiest tune. I remember it growing up. It was the best. And so this week, I've been thinking a lot about Dumbo. From my experience on the attraction to the show, one of my favorite shows. And so before we dive into the holidays, which are coming, Christmas, my favorite time of the year, I can't wait to share more about that. I wanted to spend some time with Dumbo. Because most people forget, like in the movie, Dumbo believes he can only fly because he's holding a feather. That's the reason why he believes he can fly. He clings to it with everything he's got. And so what we discover from Dumbo is that the feather becomes his security. It becomes his proof. It becomes his confidence. But in some ways, it's kind of a lie. It's kind of that thing that we place, that we believe we absolutely need in order to make our dreams come true, in order to fly. That kind of like security blanket. My son's probably not going to like me to share this, but I don't even know if he listens to these podcasts, so maybe I can go ahead and do this. But my son has had, growing up, a security blanket. Like it's that thing that he needed, and he did not take it with him to college, but I know it's somewhere in the closet. And my daughter the same way. They had this blanket that they love, but I wonder if that's also the thing that holds us back sometimes, because the magic, what I'm learning and continuing to learn from Dumbo, it was never in the feather. The magic was always in Dumbo. The thing that he needed to fly, to get off the ground, was the confidence, the courage, the belief that he could actually do it. So what the feather was and what it became, or what it should have become, was more of a reminder. Like, don't forget where you've come from, Dumbo. Don't forget that you have the ability. It's in you. But so many of us have these things as things that we absolutely need in order to do what we are setting our hearts, our minds, what we're set to do. And I want to show you how we can flip that and how we can change the story so that you can fly, not yesterday, not waiting for that thing that you need to get off the ground, not waiting for permission, not saying, no, I need this to happen. I need the feather. I need this right now in order for myself to fly. No, today I'm going to show you, just like Dumbo, that you can actually fly. Because what you need to get off the ground, what you need to soar, what you need to get to that next level in your life is in you. It's in you. There's this pivotal moment in the film, the animated film, where Dumbo's flying. You probably remember this, and maybe this would be one of those movies to go back and watch where you see Dumbo flying and he's holding the feather like his life depends on it. And then suddenly the feather slips. It falls. And instantly Dumbo does what we all do in those moments when we are desperate, in those times when we're holding on to something that we think we absolutely need to get off the ground, or we think we need to accomplish our dream, or we think we need in order to make the next move or get to the next level or take the next step. It falls. And of course, Dumbo is panicking, because now he sees himself falling as well, because the feather that became his security, the thing that he thought he needed in order to fly, has fallen. And what happens in that moment is, like many of us, right? Fear kicks in, and doubt and discouragement, because what does Dumbo think in this moment as he's falling to the, flying there, or falling, should I say, to the ground? He's like, hey, without this feather, I can't do this, right? That's what fear does. It makes us doubt our accomplishments. It takes everything that we've done up to that moment, every good thing that we have committed to do, and what we've actually accomplished. It kind of erases everything. And then we forget, because of fear, all that we have done, how far we have come. How many times have you felt like Dumbo? The exact same thought. For Dumbo, without the feather, he's thinking, I can't do this. I can't fly. What about you? I can't do this without approval. I can't do this without the right timing. I can't do this without having everything in order. I can't do this without being certain. I can't do this without people cheering me on. I can't do this without support. Well, what is it that you think you can't do because you're holding on to that very thing that may be crippling you from going to where you need to go, because you absolutely think that you need it in order to accomplish what you're setting yourself up to do, what you're dreaming of doing? See, Dumbo starts falling not because he can't fly. I need you to hear me today, man. Your pal Ruben, man. Again, I care about you, my friends. I want you to get this. I want to continue to share this. I want to get this. I want us to really believe this, that Dumbo starts falling not because he can't fly, but because he believes he can't. There's a difference. Belief literally determines altitude. Ooh, my goodness. Because you're always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. And then his buddy, Timothy. It's good to have great friends. People who encourage you, who support you, who say the right things in the moment that you need it. Timothy, his tiny ride or die mouse. You know what he does? He yells out as they're falling to the ground together. He says, Dumbo, you can fly. The feather was just a gag, Dumbo. Fly, right? Because I think Timothy's also nervous too, but he wants to remind Dumbo that what he needed to fly was inside him. It was internal. It wasn't an external object that he needed to get off the ground, that everything he needed to fly was in him, right? It was in Dumbo all along. The magic was in Dumbo, is in Dumbo. The magic is in you. And that's what I keep saying to you, my friends. I will keep encouraging you with this. I will keep reminding you of this. Because when you begin to believe it, that you don't need the feather to fly, that you are the feather, or the feather is in you, that's when you start to soar. That's when you start to believe that you can actually make your dreams come true. That's how Dumbo flies, like really flies. Before, he was just, coasting. He was just believing that the object that he needed to fly was the feather that he held onto. And it wasn't until he was in a very difficult situation, almost a scary one, where he's flying out of the sky with his friend Timothy, flying to the ground. He loses, falling to the ground, loses the feather. And it's like in that moment, that's when the magic exploded. That's when he began to really fly and take off. And as they say, the rest is history. Yeah, he loses the feather and then he flies even higher. Yeah, there's so much in there. Because again, the magic wasn't in the feather. The magic was in Dumbo. He just hadn't believed it yet. Like so many of us, right? Like so many of us, so many of you listening, you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you can do it. You don't believe that the best is yet to come. You don't believe that you can accomplish your goals and your dreams. You don't believe that life can get better. You don't believe that you are actually moving in the direction of your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. And so we have this thing that keeps us grounded. Because what we really need to get off the ground isn't the feather. It's already in you. And here's why this story messes with me, like in the best way. So much to unpack here from Dumbo. Because most of us, I know this, are waiting for somebody or something, someone to give us permission, or waiting for the feather to tell us, all right, go for it. Now you can fly. And we grip our own feathers, don't we? We all have them. We all do. When someone believes in me, then I'll start, right? That's like a feather. When I get to, 3,000 or 10,000 followers, then I'll start to take it seriously. Or when I have the perfect plan, then I'll go for it. Oh yeah, that one gets me a lot, right? Like I want everything, because that's part of my struggle. We're going to talk about that at some point in the future, perfectionism and this having to always have it right, or perfect. I want to talk some more about that because we've done that in the past. But, you want everything to be perfect and then you're going to go for it. You want to have everybody's voice approving of you and cheering for you before you launch out to something. I mean, I know that we all have our own feathers. And the truth is that confidence doesn't show up before you move. It shows up because you moved. Ooh, yes. See, it's like we want to be confident and then we want to do it. And what I'm saying to you is, listen, the confidence comes not waiting. It comes from moving. It comes from doing. It comes from taking the next steps, the daily steps, and accomplishing those goals and getting through something. And then you flying to a certain level and you're like, wow, I can actually do this. And then you do it more and you do it again. And you start flying higher and higher and higher because you're building off of what you've accomplished already. You see, let me say that again, because that one is just, it's such a powerful mindset truth that confidence doesn't show up before you move. It shows up because you moved, because you made a move, because you actually said, you know what, I'm going to do this. I don't need to wait for approval. I don't need to wait for someone to believe in me. I don't need to wait to feel totally confident before I try. I don't need to have the perfect plan before I actually make a move to do it, right? I'm going to make a move today. And that's exactly what Walt Disney continues to tell us, reminding us, quit talking, begin doing. Quit talking, begin moving. Quit waiting and start making a move. You don't get belief before the leap. You get belief during the leap. That's exactly what happens to Dumbo. It's like while he's falling and actually, flying, and he loses that feather, it's in the loss of the feather that he actually recognizes he can fly. It's almost like sometimes we need to be at this place in life where like we're at this really difficult, maybe lowest point, right? Where we don't know what else to do. And then you have this breakthrough and you're like, no, man, you can do this. So the real question isn't, or should I say the question isn't, do I have what it takes? I need you to stop thinking that question. Because I've said it myself. Do I have what it takes? Do I have what it takes? And you know what happens? Your negative thoughts take over you and they're like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Right. And all these flood of negative emotions come in, and then you sink yourself and you silence yourself and you keep yourself grounded because you're waiting to answer the question, do I have what it takes? The real question is this: am I willing to believe I do? Yeah, that's the game changer right there. Stop asking, do I have what it takes? And start believing, start asking, am I willing to believe I do? Am I willing to believe I have what it takes? That's the pivot. That's the shift. That's what gets you off the ground. Because here's the truth most people avoid. If you think you can't, guess what? You won't. If you think you can, you will. There you go. Your mind decides your ceiling. Your mind decides how high you're going to fly. It's your mind. You get to determine today if you can do this or not. Because everything that you need to do what you're wanting to do, guess what? You can find a way. It's there. It's all a matter of like, do I believe I can do this? Whew, man. It's good, my friends. This is good. Thank you. I love y'all, man. I just want to speak magical joy, truth into your life today. Let me say this. People are going to doubt you. Yeah. I know a lot of people have doubted me. People may laugh at your dreams. Yep. They did it to Walt. They may not understand the vision, the thing that you've been sitting on for a while that you desire to see happen. Goals, dreams, ambitions, your accomplishments. And I want you to know that says more about their imagination than your ability. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, when the doubters start doubting and the haters start hating, that says more about their imagination than your ability. So I want you to say it with me. I don't need their permission to fly. All right? Come on, say it. I want to hear it. I don't need their permission to fly. You don't need their approval. You don't need their applause. You don't need their certainty. You don't need perfect timing in your life. You don't need, 100,000 followers and all these people to tell you that you can do it. I mean, listen, you only need belief that you can do it. That's where it starts. And then you start attracting all these other things that come to your life as a result of you believing in yourself first. The feather, whatever that represents for you, and I need you to do some homework. What is the feather for you that you're holding on to, right? I want you to know the feather isn't the thing that makes you capable. What is the feather? Is it validation? Is it having certainty? Is it waiting until I'm ready? What is that thing, that feather in your life? And I want to just be straight up with you because, I care about you. We keep it real. You're already capable. You're just scared. That's it. You're capable. You're more than capable. You're just scared. Yeah. But fear, remember, it's not a stop sign. It's not the enemy. It's the invitation. That's what we said last week. It's the checkpoint asking, how bad do you want this? How bad do you want to see this happen in your life? That's right there That's what the checkpoint is asking. That's what fear, that's what the invitation is. Do you want this or not? So what's one small action you can take today without waiting for the feather? Whatever the feather is, because remember, you're going to write down whatever your feather is. And then you're going to believe today. I don't need the feather because I'm capable. I don't need the feather because I can do this. I don't need the feather because I'm done waiting. What's the thing you're going to do today without waiting another day for the feather? Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Maybe you need to send the email. You need to post the reel without caring who watches or how many likes or how many comments you get. Just do it. Start the project. Write the book. Go for that dream. Take the step today. That's how you build belief. You know how you build it? While you're scared. While you're like Dumbo, flying and then falling. And then you realize that you don't need the feather. That's how you build it. So stop being afraid of that. Embrace it, welcome it, because that's the invitation to your happily ever after. All right? Listen, if Dumbo doesn't drop that feather, you know what happens? He never flies. Like really flies. Really, really, really flies. Because at some point, he would have had that moment. And the same is with you. At some point, you're going to have to let go of the thing you think is keeping you safe so you can experience the life that's waiting, your happily ever after. You already have the wings. Now it's just time to fly. Thank you so much for joining me on the Disney Magical Mindset Podcast. Hey, if this episode hits you, can you do two quick things? One, if you would screenshot it and tag me so I can cheer you on, that would be great. If you get my emails that I send out weekly, you can reply to the email, or if you follow me on social media at Ruben Rios Inspires, you can also tag me there. That would be so awesome. And the number two, the second thing is share it with someone who needs the reminder that they don't need the feather to fly. That'd be so cool. I appreciate you all so much. Remember, always, always, you are the magic, because the magic is in you.